All right, welcome back to Meditations with Jakey. You are joining me today. We are here today to meditate on. This episode is going to be called Meditations on Procrastination and the Plague of Loneliness. That's what today's episode is called. It is Friday. I couldn't tell you the date. It's not May yet. It is Friday. Something in kind of the middle of April. Utilities are due in April, so it's the middle of April. And yeah, I have had a full week off. And like also, I do this to myself. I don't count how much stuff I do. And you know, do. Come on, dude. I do be doing a lot. But then like on a week where it's like a normal routine I had free time this week that I wasted being lazy. I'm being honest with myself. If you're thinking of like your ideal self, you know what I mean? Like there's an aspect of like healthy eating and working out and good positive stuff and productivity. Isn't that what the last podcast was about? Productivity. I've been thinking about productivity. Well, today was the day to do it, man. Today was the day to do it. It is fucking 9 o'clock and I am starving and I'm going to get McDonald's. I have not done any shit, man. I have a to-do list fucking 18 miles long. Legitimately. And I'm not exaggerating. Legitimately have a to-do list 18 miles long. I have just paper stacked, filled to the brim. My desk is filled to the brim with papes. And I got through like 1 to 2 of those things all day, man. And I'm going to McDonald's. I don't know if I said that. I'm going to go eat like crap right now because I'm alone. My girlfriend's at work. And that is the closest I have to, yo, guys, what are we fucking doing? Do you have a baby in the stroller and you're just, what the fuck? Standing in the middle of the street. And that guy went fucking diagonal. Fucking dick. I hate diagonal walkers. I don't know if you guys know this. Barely got through any, and man, I'm like kind of not trying to be too hard on myself, but and I guess this is sometimes some people's process. I'm fucking sitting there. And it's not happening. Am I smoking weed? Part of me thinks if I wasn't smoking weed, maybe I'd be more productive, but there's also the possibility that there would be no difference and I would just be way more upset for some reason. I don't know. Sometimes it's hard. Yeah, I feel like days like this, I kind of like have like a blank mind. I don't know. Today I'm like battling with the technology and there's part of it it's like I get stuck in. I've talked about this before. I get stuck in the loop where I'm trying to watch something in the background and just nothing's cutting it, and then you just realize you've just been on your phone for a while. And I was talking to. I don't even know if I want to talk about this right now. Yeah, let's just all drive like fucking retards right now. That sounds fun. I got to meet Maria's grandparents last night. Dude, with the purple bike. Jesus Christ, man. Man, I have a problem. With the driving. I don't know what's going on. I'm a boiling pot. I don't know why I'm a boiling pot. I should be working out. I know. I shouldn't be having McDonald's for dinner. I know. I was talking to Maria's grandma, and I got to meet her. And it's always interesting when you meet somebody who's lived like a long life. Like I remember when before my grandma passed, I would give her some calls sometimes. I did my best. And I this is like my opinion on it too, is like, and there's like everybody's heard of it, but it is weird to be confronted with it, the reversal of life. You know what I mean? You go from like a little primordial baby and then you kind of peak in mental and functional ability in like the middle somewhere, and then and then it goes, and then you dwindle back down, and you know. And people, you know, people respect youth, but you know, definitely we've kind of lost respect for the elderly. But so and you know, I always try to ask people. I just try to get like what do you want to tell me? I try to let old people talk. That's the thing. Is like, you know, they kind of just want to, you know, it's got to be weird, you know, to be towards the end of your life, and you're like, what do you want to impart? And, you know, people will, is that Kyle Regan? Oh no, that's just a homeless guy asleep on the train tracks. He looks exactly like my friend, this comedian named Kyle Regan. So funny. Oh, I was going to take out and record him, but yeah, you're right. That's inappropriate. But so, right. So this is how this all ties in. This is all going to tie together. This is all going to tie together beautifully. So I was talking to Maria's grandmother, and I was kind of like, you know, what do you, you know, it's not prodding, but like, what do you think about all this? Well, she made a comment too, which is like, there was like kind of a moment where the conversation dulled, and everybody pulled out their phones and just started staring at their phones. And I, intentionally, because I wanted to leave a good first impression, that wasn't a beep at me. That was a beep at some fat idiot. I was like, I intentionally zipped my phone in Maria's purse because I just wanted to be, you know, in the moment. Because I'm like literally, I don't want to say struggling, because it's not like a struggle. I'm literally fucking fine. But I've been struggling with my phone, with addiction to my phone. And I'm like, it's so retarded that at like 29, I'm more addicted to my phone than I was in fucking high school, which is incredible. And so Grandma brings that up. I kind of chime in like, yeah, you know, the phones. And even I even pulled the phone out of the person. Made a post on Instagram during it, which, like, what a piece of shit I am. But, you know, for like a not even that funny joke. Anyway. But I was like, you know, Maria was in the bathroom, and I'm like, you know, what's the scoop? Impart me your knowledge and wisdom. And she was like, the phones are bad. She's like, everyone wants me to use a phone, and I don't care. She's like, it makes me feel handicapped. She's like, I don't care about the phone. I'm like, you're right to not care about the phone. She's like, it's funny. That's what it's saying. It's like funny to be talking to somebody who's lived a long life in 2024 about AI, you know? And they grew up with like, I don't know if she was around during World War II, maybe before or after, you know? The old WW2. Yeah, she's like, the phones are bad. Like that's like what's on her mind. Phones are bad. The AI is not good. She's like, she said her quote, it's gonna ruin families. It's gonna ruin families. The lack of in-person dynamics. And it's funny, like, you know, it's funny that how wisdom is oftentimes quite simple. When you're young, you don't realize that wisdom is quite simple, and then you ask for wisdom and you get some platitude, and you're like, that's not what I want. I want like an answer. Wisdom is often quite simple and universal. Have I been driving with my e-brake up? That's great. Wisdom, like platitudes, like don't drive with your e-brake up. You hear your car going, gah, 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 gah. But, man, McDonald's in the suburbs are so much better than McDonald's in Philadelphia. It's just a fucking fact, dude. It's just a fucking fact. And me and Maria, we did actually get McDonald's because we went out to Delaware yesterday. But I got one burger because I didn't want to be too drowsy for the interaction. But, so, she was talking about, she said it was going to ruin families. And it's like, we live in like a very empirical society where if you're going to fucking claim something, they're like, well, where's the evidence that vaping's bad? Well, where's the evidence that vaping? It hasn't been happening long enough to really have a chance to look at all the evidence. But I feel like if you were to ask a fucking, like a 10-year-old now, like, is social media good? They'd be like, fuck no. No, fuck no, it's not good. Well, and that's what brings me to, so we're talking about procrastination, and now we're tying it into the plague of loneliness in America, which is a thing that I've heard has happened. Look at, I love when people give up in the drive-thru behind me. It's like bumping someone at an open mic. You're like, yeah, go home. Go home. Yeah, go get some food and rest. Yeah, you're right. You need to sleep. I'm going to get my McDonald's. Anyway, the plague of loneliness in America, which is, once again, a thing I've heard has happened. It's maybe like a buzzword or a buzz phrase. And a buzz phrase? Has my phone been listening this entire time? That's so fucked up. That's so fucked up. As I record this for the internet. I've heard of the plague of loneliness is happening. Do I have any empirical evidence that it's happening? Am I doing something wrong? No, this guy's turning around and looking at me. Like, we're just stuck in the drive-thru, man. I just thought, I was like, that should be a Jay Simpson song. Stuck in the drive-thru? Has anyone made a song about that? That'd be really funny. Wouldn't it be fun? My girlfriend's at work. Wouldn't it be funny if I went to Club Risque? I think that because I live right next to like a gigantic strip club and just would never go. But it's so close that if that was my vice, I would be there. You'd be like, oh, it's like right there. Yeah, I'm just going to go. Marie's at work, Julia. I'm going to go hang out with the girls. The girls at the Club Risque across the street from the shitty McDonald's on Columbus Avenue. I don't even know what I'm going to order. This is what sometimes you got to write your set list down beforehand. Sometimes you got to do your set list from your heart. I'm going to order from my heart. I'm just going to get up to the mic and free ball. It's going to be probably 2 McDoubles. No. I'm going to free ball. So the plague of loneliness in America. Once again, something I don't know if is empirically real, but I feel like I don't need to see a fucking chart to know that's true. You hear things like people are fucking less, people are reproducing less. Kids are more depressed than usual. And everyone's like, why is this? Is it the social media? Is it the social media? I think I know what it is. I think it's the social media. I think it's the social media. Hold on, somebody's listening to Kendrick Lamar. I hope it's not. I think I might order at the next one. Like the plague of loneliness. Like people are more, and you hear this, like people feel more lonely. And I used to live with my fucking retard roommate, and who I hate. I have negative feelings towards him. And he was a guy who, he was kind of like, he like lived a life where he was like very against like a lot of the entrapments of society. And in the same breath, just acted like just a pussy, Gen Z, whiny, fucking can't do anything mentality. But also was like, had this kind of like rebellious, like, I don't identify with any societal structure. So annoying to be both. But he was a lonely guy and he was plagued with loneliness. I saw it, man. He was like, if you had asked him if he was an incel, he would have said no. But he, by like your definition, listener, he was. Society's definition is like, yes, he's one of these fucking internet people who like fucking forgot how to act normal to people in real life. And I think that is the key. I feel like me and Maria, I feel like we're fucking, we're wackadoo warriors sometimes. Because we keep it silly and we keep it fun to the detriment of, society's productivity, some might say. Which is like, we live in a weird time, dude, where everyone's getting depressed and weird and sad and lonely. And we try to keep it loose and have fun. And the way we do that is we live in reality. There's going to be another reality soon. And there's going to be another reality soon. And like the old people, they're going to get out. They're going to get out right before it. Maybe even my parents. It might not be for longer. But, man, it's fucking happening. And it's bad. And I don't need some fucking chart to tell me it's bad. It's just bad. It's just bad. And, you know, you can think of it's so funny to be, I'm an artist. I don't know if you guys know that I'm an artist. Even though I'm doing podcast and dirty dick cum comedy, you know, that's what I'm saying. I'm making stuff and I'm throwing it out into the world because that's the only way to combat the dark void. Look, I'm Jordan Petersoning right now. I'm doing a Jordan Peterson right now. This is Jordan. I'm smarter than Jordan Peterson. This is like, that's the way we combat the loneliness is just to be in reality. For me, that was doing open mics and comedy and making goals for myself. But it doesn't have to be. It could literally and should be anything. Anything. Just it has to be in real life. You got to get the fuck off the internet. And I'm sucked in too. I know you have to use it. You have to use it. But we maybe shouldn't. We maybe shouldn't use it. I don't know. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when is it going to be time to, I don't know. Well, that's what I think about forming a family. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is what you realize when you're young. And this is a fucking problem with all you pussy liberals. Wait, hello? No, not yet. I was about to tell you the problem with pussy liberals.
Hello?
Hi, what's going on?
I'm gonna help you.
Hi, can I get an order of 2 McDoubles?
You said 2 McDoubles?
2 McDoubles.
You said 3 McDoubles?
I said 2 McDoubles.
2 McDoubles,
And then can I get 1 McChicken? And then can I get a 10-piece meal?
A 10-piece meal? What size?
Medium.
What's your size?
I'm gonna do, do you have anything Hawaiian?
Hawaiian?
Yeah.
No, not really.
Do you have any, I'll do sweet and sour.
Sweet and sour?
Yeah.
Sweet and sour.
And then, and a Coke, please.
Coke?
Yep.
Anything else?
That'll be all.
You can put it in.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Yo, and that's how you eat like a fucking king in America. It costs $17, and I'm the happy as a fucking clam. Can you believe that? He doesn't even know he was on Jakey's pod. What a treat that is for him. But the problem with, I was going to tell you the problem with pussy liberals, and I got distracted a little bit. When you're young, I was very liberal when I was young. When you're young, you make society's problems yourself. You're like, no, that wasn't even a sentence. It's like you look at society's problems and think you've got to change them like top down. And that's why liberal people end up giving more power to the government because they want we want a fucking bunch of asshole politicians to decide the rules about, X, Y, and Z. These people don't have our best interest in heart. But then a younger person will be like, well, why isn't there a law preventing that? And, that's like it's like the idea to put your faith and trust in the powers that be. More restriction. If we had more rules, we need to set rules for the world. Got to tell people how to live their life. It's annoying. And as you get older, you realize you can't affect all of society. You can only affect change within your smelf. And then the easiest way to do that would be to make. That's the thing. I'm not going to be able to change all the kids in the world. I do want a family one day. And I'm going to make them how I want them to be. Or do my best to. I don't know. But it's like that's my chance. I can't be responsible for all the schools and all the kids in America. But, you start planning, thinking like how you would raise your family. Thinking like those senses as you age, I guess. Or maybe I do. I don't know. But yeah, I was not a big sports guy. I was not really like an athlete. But I did a lot of them. Didn't even enjoy them. I did a joke about this on stage, but it's true. It's like I signed up for baseball as a kid because I watched The Sandlot. To this day, baseball is still boring to me. That movie was about a bunch of dogs hanging out, fucking doing sleepovers and fucking chewing bubble gum and making out with chicks at the pool. Like, there's a lot of stuff in that movie. They build contraptions the entire end of the movie. So I'm like, that seems cool. I played baseball. I'm like, this shit blows. But it made my grandpa happy. He was hype. But like, just even, and like, I got old enough. My parents were like, they wouldn't let me quit stuff. They'd be like, it's good to finish stuff, but they'd make me complete the season. But they were like, you don't have to be an athlete. Like, my family was not big at sports heavy. But I might have to make my kids play. I might have to make my kids do anything. Like, that's what I'm saying. If I wanted to do art, just play in the neighborhood, just do stuff. You have to do stuff. You have to go out in the world and do stuff. And you have to do it all the time. Like, it's funny that our, I think about this. Like, our generation is how we have this reputation of like not wanting to grow up. Like, I'm like about to enter my 30s and I'm living like, to be fair, I'm a hilarious comedian. That's true. But I basically live like an extended childhood. You know, I have responsibilities, but you know, my life is very silly and fun, and I make it that way intentionally to combat the depression, to fight the evil of the world. Yeah, I keep it silly and fun. But like, you know, the extended childhood, nobody in my generation, we're all acting like children. We all are. We're all getting fucking fucked up on the weekends and smoking pot still and all that shit, man. It's for youngies. It's for young people. But sorry. Every time I pause, it has something to do with the McDonald's in it. You know. Hold on, let me smoke something real fast. I guess what I'm saying is the way you combat. You have to live in reality. Like there's these pushes. There's these pushes like movies. Movies make pushes too. You know, sway our opinions on stuff. And you can kind of read the tone of the room based on like the theme of the movie. On like how they would like us to be thinking and behaving. And I've heard people say this before. I've heard smart people say this before. But the theme of the next fucking decade or so is to be like, isn't AI cool? Isn't it cool? It's still too proto. But we just want, like, I just watched this fucking movie, The Creator. To be fair, fell asleep during it and I had to restart it. I made a Letterboxd review. My Letterboxd review, I have a Letterboxd. I think it might just be my name. It might be Jakey Lipinski, or it might be Swag. I think it's SwagBlaze420. Go follow me on Letterboxd. I think it might be SwagBlaze42069. Go follow me on Letterboxd. But the movie is about, you know, visually it was beautiful. Acting wise, it was great. The story was good. Like I could follow the characters and I understood why they were making the decisions they were doing. But the movie was just a literal ripoff of Terminator mixed with The Last of Us. But kind of cool setting. Beautiful. It was a fun movie. Watch it. 7 out of 10. Sure. But the theme of the movie, I was kind of like, I don't know if I jive with this. Like, watch it. Make up your own mind. But it was like the humans are at war. This was the theme of Avatar too, which is when Jake Sully betrayed humanity and the human race for the blue natives. But, you know, we kind of put like our own Pocahontas values on that, where we identified with the natives and the natural. And the humans were meant to represent, you know, the militaristic, whatever. But in this movie, it's humans at war with computers. And like, at the beginning, our cool, badass hero guy, which by the way, they should have gotten this motherfucker. Tenet, that guy, this guy, dude, he fucking rips. I love watching him do stuff. He's a great action hero actor. They should have gotten that motherfucker to play goddamn motherfucking Black Panther. When the Black Panther died, they should have gotten this fucking guy. We don't recast shit nowadays. I was thinking that when I was watching. I was like, this motherfucker could have done an African accent. This motherfucker's Black Panther. Oh, excuse me. Hello. 1780. Thank you. Thanks, brother. But the theme of the movie The Creator is it was supposed to blur the line between, AI life and real life. And it's the plot of The Last of Us. It's, grizzled war vet, dark past, death. His child died, and his girl left him. And he, tragic, gets called in for one last mission. He's got to find the cure. He's got to escort the big weapon. And you find out the big weapon is a little beautiful little girl, the chosen girl. The little girl is the chosen one. And, they go on a journey and she teaches him to love again. And then by the end, he's like, oh, no, robots are people. Which is like exactly what you think is going to fucking happen in that movie. And it does. And it's just like, and at the end of it, I was like, no, I don't want to stop being racist towards the machines. I was thinking like, they're going to look back at Terminator and be like, ugh, you cannot make that movie nowadays. You cannot make that movie these days. Now people say that about like Superbad. Oh, you cannot make that movie these days. They're going to Terminator. That's what I'm saying. Like, no, fuck you. Fuck you. I'm allowed to not like it. And stop shoving it down my fucking throat. You cunts. Evil cunts. Did I get a McChicken too? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Wait, I have the receipt right here. I did! Your boy's a god! Hello! Thank you. 3 Sandies. Boys. Thank you, pal. If I wasn't doing a podcast, usually I eat on the drive home. I eat one of the Sandies on the drive home. I'm going to hide this from Maria. I'm just kidding. She's going to find it in the trash. I got to start summing up my thoughts here. This guy. Don't use a fucking signal light. Have you guys heard that using your turn signal is like gay and effeminate in women? I don't know. Actually, I'm going to go this way. Pro move going this way. The fucking, so the creator, yeah, like they're shoving, to kind of start summing up my ideas, is that I agree with Maria's grandmother in that the phones are bad. And the key to, maintaining humanity's future is it just has to be, and the cure for the loneliness epidemic. Humanity's key for the future. We're not alone. We're all here. We're crammed in together, more crammed in than ever, and we all feel lonely for some reason. The key is to go live in reality. Not everybody's an artist, but I would also say do stuff, make stuff. Gotta do stuff, you gotta make stuff. Maybe some people aren't creative, but just go do stuff. I don't know. Kurt Vonnegut, he had a phrase. He said, like, do anything. Like, just do stuff. Join groups. Join a fucking book club. Join a fucking town hall. Have your voice be heard. Do anything. Like, that's what's funny about open mics. I'm doing it to be a real-ass comic, dude. And anybody who knows me knows that. But some people are just doing it to fucking throw their voice into the void, and it makes them feel better. And I'm a comic. Maybe that is what I do sometimes. I feel you have bad, and then you go to 2 Street, feel bad, throw your voice into the void. Get heard for a sec. Feels a little good. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Nobody asked me for my advice. I just had this fucking rant brewing because you hear people talk about incels and fucking. I'm alone. Like I had the night alone. Like when I'm alone, I want to call my friends and call my parents, and I'm like, well, I got to be productive. This is me procrastinating. And that tied back into procrastinating. I did all this to procrastinate. This was all an elaborate scheme to be productive while not being productive. I have many hours left. I have several hours left until Maria arrives. I have time. Am I going to pay my tickets? Am I going to pay my tickets to the state of Pennsylvania? Maybe. Maybe not yet. Maybe my time... I always make such an ambitious to-do list, and I've heard this about pot, is like, you know, if you make a to-do list of like 8 things and you get to 5 of them when you're fucking stoned. You know what I mean? I get that. But at the same time, like that's what my to-do list today was just so ambitious. And so, but there's a thing I just know about me. It was the same for when I was in school or whatever. You know, certain time can only be allocated to creative stuff. Like if I'm having a clerical day, if I'm using that to use that word maybe incorrectly, you know, where I got to go through and pay my tickets and suck my taxes and, you know, and fuck my credit score and get sucked off by my credit card. You know, one of those days. I'm parallel parking while I'm doing this. I don't know if you know that, but pretty good. Am I doing it in one shot? Like a man. Dun dun dun. One and done. Got my Mickey D's. I'm tempted to just eat it in the car. Ignore my fucking cats. I'm gonna eat this and sometimes you gotta procrastinate into the middle of the night. I know my process. You know, today's a creative one. I think I'm gonna go edit the 48 Laws podcast. This has been Jakey's pod. This has been Meditations with Jake Lipinski. Meditations on procrastination and the loneliness epidemic. All right. Please like and subscribe. Tell somebody about it. Please. Signing off.